my land, you
This is not your land. It belongs to these families.
land, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill you and the Palestinians. This is my land. God gave it to me. Nazi.
And now Tel Aviv says it will not accept a UN call for a ceasefire. That's following the latest escalation of tensions between Israel and Palestine in the besieged Gaza Strip. Israeli envoy to the UN, Danny Danon, accused the Palestinian resistance groups of being responsible for the flare-up of violence. This is while Palestinian factions have already announced readiness to abide by the Egyptian proposed truce as long as Tel Aviv does the same. Recent spate of violence began on Sunday after an Israeli botched incursion into Gaza. 7 Palestinians have been killed since. The UN Security Council is set to meet behind closed doors later Tuesday to discuss the escalation, which is described as the worst since 2014. Joining us now to Berkeley, California is Mr. Paul LaRudy from the Free Palestine Movement. Hello, Paul. It's a pleasure to have you back in the program. Now, Paul, your thoughts on this recent escalation of tensions we're seeing there in Gaza?
Well, you heard Israel speak for itself by saying it will not abide by any conventions or any requests to reinstate the ceasefire. Of course, was it ever a ceasefire? Over the last, since March, we've had more than 200 people killed, and yet it was considered a ceasefire because Israelis were not killed. I mean, that's a double standard there.
So, are you worried that we're going to see a full out of what another episode of what we saw back in 2014 when over 2,200 people were killed in 50 days, including nearly 600 children, Paul?
Everybody's waiting for that to happen. Is it going to happen now, or next week, or next month, or next year? We don't know, but certainly this is something that Israel has repeated many times in 2008, 2012, 2014, and you can go back farther and find similar incidents. Their objective is ethnic cleansing. They want to liberate the land from the people who are living on it and replace it with their own people. So if they don't have to respect a ceasefire, if they see it, the ceasefire as getting in the way of them continuing their genocide, they're not going to respect it. They've never respected anything that the United Nations has ever asked of them, at least not for long.
Thank you for joining us out of Berkeley, California.
This is my land.
This is not your land. It belongs to these families.
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill you and the Palestinians. This is my land. God gave it to me. Nazi.